These are the worked solutions to the Year 7 pretest for algebra. Okay, question 1. Consider the following expression. The reason this is called an expression is that there's no equal sign. Once we put an equal sign and that's equal to something, it's called an equation. But at the moment, there's no equal sign, so it's called an expression. It's just got a few terms there. Now, we've got 1, 2, 3 terms. Terms are separated by plus and minus signs. So we've got 3 terms. And the 3 terms are 2x squared, 3y, and 17. Okay? The coefficient of y is just the number in front of the y, which is, anyone? 3. And the constant term in the expression is the term, okay, it's 17. It's the term without anything. The next question, question 2. Circle the like terms. Like terms have exactly the same pronumerals or groups of pronumerals. So, like terms have exactly the same pronumerals. So girls, in the first one we've got AB, B and B. The ABs are different to the Bs, so the like terms are 6B and 10B. If I had minus 2B or negative 2B, that would be a like term with those as well. But Bs are different to ABs. If we look at the next one, we've got x squared, xy, y squared, and yx. Do we have any like terms? Yx is the same as what? That's is the same as xy. So 10yx and 5xy are like terms, even though the yx we know has been written the wrong way around. They still have exactly an x and a y together and only one of each joined together. Okay, so 5xy and 10yx are like terms. Now, rewrite the following without multiplication or division signs. M times n is just mn. X divided by y is x over y. Now, when you've got numbers here being multiplied, we've got 3 times m times 4. Well, you can do your 3 times 4 is 12. And then we'll be timesing that by m and m. So what do we get? 12m squared. The next one, 3 times k is 3k. And then over 2. So it's 3 times k. Whatever answer we get for that, we divide it by 2. In question 4, see, when you've got multiplication and division, you have to do that in order. So you must do the 3 times k first, which gives us 3k. Whatever your answer is, you then divide by 2. Question 4, rewrite the following using mathematical symbols. X plus 8, 2 times t. Now that we know is 2t, but you can simplify it if you want. You don't have to. 2 times t, y minus 5 equals 4, and y equals negative 2. Evaluate the following. So this is substitution. We are just substituting. So we're doing substitution here. So the x is now a 4. So we go and show your working out, please. 4 plus 10 is 14. The next one is 20 divided by whatever x is. X is 4. 20 divided by 4 is 5. Now, before you do these next ones, 10xy means 10 times x times y. Notice my multiplication symbols are straight lines, and my x is italics or curly. Your pronumerals should be written in italics. So 10xy means 10 times x times y. So that's 10 times, what's x? 4. Times negative 2. Now, what's 10 times 4? 40 times negative 2. Well, because y equals negative 2. 10xy means 10 times x times y. That's 10 times 4 in order. 40 times, well, 40 times 2 is 80, but 40 times negative 2 is negative 80. Because it's 40 lots of negative 2. The next one, 5x take away y. What symbol is between the 5 and the x? 5 what? 5 times x take away y. That's 5 times, what's x? 5 times 4, take away -2. Please be careful. 5 times x, take away y. That is, now I'm doing a direct substitution for each pronumeral. 5 times, instead of writing x, we throw in the 4, then it's take away, so I put my take away sign, and then y is -2. So I've got take away -2. Girls, that looks strange, a negative and a take away. Take away negative, we don't have two signs like that. What's going to happen with this take away negative? That's when two signs together, you need to do something about it. So what's 5 times 4? You've got to do your multiplication first. 20. Now what's going to happen with this take away negative? +2. Are we okay, girls? The 5 times 4 becomes 20. Then take away negative becomes a positive, +2, and we get 22. Okay? The next one, x, y. What does that mean? X times y, in brackets, squared. Open bracket. What does x equal? 4 times. What's y? -2. Close bracket, squared. Look, if you need to take 3 steps or 4 steps to do this, then you take 4 steps to do it. You write down the symbol that's between the x and the y, and that's a times. And put your brackets in. Bracket, x times y, close bracket, squared. Next step, substitute x and y. 4 times -2, in brackets, squared. Next thing you do is work out 4 times -2. What's 4 times -2? -8 in brackets, squared. Now you are allowed to use a calculator for this exam. So you can do that exactly on your calculator. You could have actually even gone to the step above on your calculator. Actually, for all of these, you could have done them all on your calculator. So that's your other option as well. But it's good to do it by hand. So girls, what does -8 squared mean? -8 times -8. Now what's a negative times a negative? Positive 64. Now if you were to do it on your calculator, you make sure you put the bracket -8, close bracket, squared. Otherwise the answer will be wrong. You'll end up with -64 if you don't put the brackets, because it'll do negative and then 8 squared, and it'll give you the wrong answer. So if you want to do -8 times -8, you either need to put it in like that, -8 times -8, or you put it in brackets, -8, close bracket, and square that -8. Okay, now, simplifying by collecting like terms. In other words, you can only add and subtract things together that are the same. So 2x plus 5x is 7x. 14h take away 13h is 1h, or just h. Now let's underline the like terms. We've got the b's. 2b, take away b. I have underlined the 2b, but I've also underlined the sign in front. You must underline the like terms and the sign in front. So that b is minus b, or take away b. So 2b, take away b is what? 1b, or just b. And then I've got the y's, and I've got plus 4y plus 3y plus 7y. So girls, I can't go and add that and make an 8by. They're not like terms. It's just b plus 7y. The next one, like terms. 10xy, and what's 7yx? They're still like terms. Now, it's not 10xy minus 7yx. It's not. It's 10xy plus 7yx. The plus sign here belongs to the 7yx. So 10xy plus, that's the same as 7xy. Yx, xy, they're the same. So what have I got? They're like terms because the pronumerals are x and y fused together, stuck together with the times. So what's the answer? 17xy. Then I've just got the x's. You can't go joining xy's are different to x's. Minus 4x. So the pronumeral of the x is different to the xy. You can't go adding or subtracting. We don't now write 13y, if anyone wants to do that. You don't do that. You got your xy's, they're one type of thing, and you got your x's. Well, they're different. They can't be combined. They're different types of things. The only time when you can put them sort of together is when you're multiplying through. Okay? Now, we've got our x squareds here, and we've got 4x squared, take away 5x squared. 4, take away 5. You know that you're going to go into what? Negatives. 4, take away 5. Negative what? Negative 1x squared. So girls, minus 4. You can't go, numbers are their own type of category as well. So you can't go adding this 4 or taking it away from that 1. So girls, the negative 1x squared is the same as negative x squared, and the number take away 4 just stays on its own because you've got your x squareds and your numbers. Okay, with the next one, you've got your y squareds minus 5y squared plus 2y squared. What's that? Minus 5 plus 2. Girls, you can do the, yeah, it's negative 3y squared, and then we've just got the numbers. They're on their own. You can't go adding minus 3 and minus 2 to this y squared stuff. Numbers are a group on their own. You know how you got the A's, they can all go together, and the B's can all go together, and the X's can go together, and let's put the XY's together. Well, the numbers, they're another group on their own. So, minus 3, minus 2. Minus 3, minus 2. What have we got? Are you going down? No. When we're adding and subtracting numbers, think of in a lift. You're going down 3 and down 2. Or you've got 3 minuses and 2 minuses. 5 minuses. So minus 5. So down 3, down 2. So negative 3y squared minus 5. Right, when multiplying, you can just multiply everything through. So 2 times 3a. What's 2 times 3? 6a. Okay, 15m divided by 3. When we did this, remember we put it over. Divide means over. So we were doing these yesterday. What's 15 divided by 3? 5. And where do I leave the m? On top. So we need to do the numbers. Numbers are 15 divided by 3 is 5, and the m doesn't cancel out with anything. The next one, we're multiplying through. So what have we got? 4 times 6 is 24. What else have I got? 8 times a is a squared b. 24 a squared b. We're just multiplying through. Question 4. I've got 3 different types of things here. I've got numbers, I've got x's, and I've got y's. So you need to deal with each one separately. Let's look at the numbers. What's 45 divided by 9? 5. What happens with those x's? What's x divided by x? 1. All right, girls, this really means the following. 45 times x times y over 9 times x. So, you know, when you see 45xy, it means 45 times x times y divided by 9x means 9 times x. When you've got multiplication symbols between everything, you're allowed to, so 45 divided by 9, you told me was 5. That's fine. What's x divided by x? 1. So they cancel out and you get 1. And there's still a y left on top. So what's my answer, girls? 5, and I've still got a y on top. Okay? Now, the next one, order of operations. Do I do 6b plus 18b first or 18b divided by 3 first? Do I do the division first or the addition? Addition. Bod maths. Division. I have to do that first. So 6b plus, you must do the division first. 18b divided by 3. I can put that here with a divide. Is that okay? So I want to do this first. 6b plus 18b divided by 3, I've written it with a division sign. So that's 6b plus, how do I do 18b divided by 3? What's 18 divided by 3? So what does this equal? This circle? 6b. So 18 divided by 3 is 6, I get 6b. So it's 6b plus all of this is 6b. What's my answer?
12b.
12b. So I'll just make that a bit bigger so you can see it. So with this one, you must do your division first. I've written it as an over, 18b divided by 3. So you have to work that out first and you get 6b. So it's 6b plus 6b is 12b. The next one. Girls, you do the numbers first. Negative 6 times 3. You know what? You can get your calculator if you want. Or negative 6 times 3 times 4. When you multiply numbers, you can do them in any order. Only adding and multiplying. Girls, what's 4 times 3?
12.
What's 12 times 6? 12 sixes.
72.
All right.
72.
So is it positive or negative 72? 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times negative 6. Negative 72. What else do I do?
AB.
AB. Or you can, oh, that's fine. I'll just leave it. So with this one, you can get a calculator out. You can go negative 6 times 3 times 4. You'll get negative 72. And we times by AB. The next one, what do I do first? Do I do the addition first? No. When I have to do what I've underlined first. But what order do you do the 4c divided by 2 times 3c? When you've got division and multiplication mixed up, what do you do first? You do it as you see it. No, you do it as you see it. So if you've got a mixture of division and multiplication, you must do it in order. See, even though it's BODMAS or BIDMAS, division, multiplication are one group, addition, subtraction are another group. Doesn't mean that division gets done before multiplication. It's the brackets first, then the division, multiplication together as one group, and then the addition, subtraction as one group. If you do have division and multiplication, you do them in order. So I'm not going to touch the 6c squared. 6c squared plus, I'm just going to rewrite it. 4c divided by 2. We need to do this in order. What's 4c divided by 2? Anyone? Yeah, it's 2c. Now, I can do that bit down here if you're worried. See, we want to do 4c divided by 2 first. And whatever answer I get, okay, 6c squared plus. We need to do this all in order. 4c divided by 2 times 3c. So 4c divided by 2. If you don't want to do it sideways, you can just do that little bit on its own. 4c divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2, and we put the c. So 4c divided by 2 is 2c. So we've done that bit. We still need to times that by 3c. So we now need to do this multiplication first. So I've got 6c squared. Now I need to do this 2c times 3c. What's that?
6c squared.
Plus another 6c squared. See, girls, you have to do your division and multiplication before your addition and subtraction. So I did the 4c divided by 2 to get my 2c. I wrote that in there. Still need to multiply by 3c. 2c times 3c is 6c squared. 6c squared plus 6c squared is 12c squared. Okay, question 8 is to rewrite the following expressions using multiplication and or division signs. 8a, so we need to put in what is between the 8 and the a. Times a. Instead of writing the division line, what do we write? Divided by. Now, are you dividing by all of the b plus c? It's divided by the whole of the bottom row. Divided by all of the denominator. Denominator must go into brackets. So 8 times a that line, division line, is divided by, we're dividing by the whole of the denominator. So divided by brackets, b plus c. If you don't put the brackets, you'll only be dividing by the b if you don't put the brackets. Write expressions for the following using mathematical symbols. Increase x by 5 is x plus 5. Increase means add. The product of x and y. Product means multiply. You can write it as x times y or just xy. Decrease 4 by x. It's 4 take away x. So decrease means minus or subtract. The difference between 12 and y, we know difference means subtract, where y is larger. So what do we put first? Y. So we go y take away 12 because y is larger. Okay, so when you're asking for the difference between two things, we're not going to get a negative. We're always going to get a positive. All right, x is multiplied by 8 and the result is halved. So what do? X times 8 or 8 times x. And then we go, you can write divide by 2 or divide by 2. Now, that's fine. You can just write that as 8 times x or 8x divided by 2 if you want. So x is multiplied by 8 and the result is halved. To halve, you divide by 2. The next consecutive number after n. Now, if I tell you how old, if you're 13 or whatever, the next consecutive number is just the next number. So if you're 12, the next consecutive number after 12 is 13. And the next consecutive number after 13 is 14. So you're just adding 1 to the number. Whatever number, I don't know what number n is, but the next number will be whatever that number is plus 1. Okay, we'll keep going. Consider the following statements and circle whether they are true or false. We did do this sheet. You watch this. Now, if you're not sure, you could try values. If you add two numbers, does it matter whether you add them in any order? No. So if A was 2 and B was 4, 2 plus 4 is the same as 4 plus 2? Yes. That's true. What about two numbers? If you can just make up your own. If A is 2 and B is 4, what's 2 times 4?
8.
And what's 4 times 2?
8.
So does it matter which order you multiply numbers in? Girls, AB means A times B. Does it equal B times A? I've just got some numbers up here that I've tried. Does 2 times 4 equal 4 times 2? Yes, it's true. But with the numbers that I've chosen, A is 2 and B is 4, what does 2 take away 4 equal? -2. That's -2. What does 4 take away 2 equal?
2.
It's false. Hint here is it doesn't matter the order in which you add numbers. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the order in which you multiply numbers. But the order in which you subtract numbers does matter because otherwise you get a negative if you do it the wrong way. And the order in which you divide numbers matters. Let's look at what we've got. Let's see what A divided by B means, A over B. That would be 2 divided by 4. Let's look at B divided by A, that's B over A, which is 4 divided by 2. Well, girls, what's 4 divided by 2? 2. What's 2 divided by 4? Isn't that a half? Girls, do they equal each other? They're different. A over B does not equal B over A. Because if I look at my numbers, 2 divided by 4, that's 2 over 4, that's a half. 4 divided by 2 is 2, they're different. False. The next one. Last one. With the last one, you might do it by substituting or, so we're going to do this two ways. We're going to do this two ways. 2x plus 2. I'm going to look at the right-hand side. What does 2 bracket x plus 1 mean? It means 2 lots of, Girls, it means 2 times x plus 1. That's what it means. Now, that's 2 lots of that. So x plus 1 and another x plus 1. This is probably a bit tricky, but 2 lots of x plus 1. There's always a symbol between pronumerals and things. 2 bracket x plus 1 means 2 times x plus 1. That's 2 lots of x plus 1. So it's x plus 1 and another x plus 1. Well, what's x plus 1 plus x plus 1? Isn't that? What is it? 2x plus... Girls, what's x plus x? 2x. 1 plus 1 is 2. Now, I've just worked on this right-hand side. Does that equal that? Now, I'm going to do it another way, because a lot of you are probably confused with that. There is another way. Why don't you just give x any value you want? So, you know how I've let a equal 2, b equals 4 up here? I'm just going to give x a value. Why am I choosing a different value? Because they were a and b. I've got x now. I'm going to let x equal whatever you like. Choose a number. 3. Okay. So, another way we can do it is substituting. So, if x is 3, what does that left-hand side equal? 2x is 2 times x, which is 2 times 3 plus 2. What do you get?
8.
3. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 2 is 8. The other side is 2 bracket 3 plus 1. So what I've done, I've taken this left-hand side, I've put x is 3 in, and I've worked out what it is. I've taken the right-hand side, I've substituted x is 3, and what do I get? 2. What's in the brackets?
4.
2 bracket 4. What symbol is between the 2 and the bracket?
Time.
So it's 2 times 4 is
8.
8. So that's another way you can do it. But I think, girls, 2 bracket x plus 1 is 2 lots of x plus 1. Might be easier. Okay? 2 bracket x plus 1 is 2 lots of x plus 1. So it's x plus 1 and another x plus 1. And that adds up to 2x. X plus x is 2x plus 2.